Hello and welcome to V Rising. This game, for me, came out of absolutely nowhere. The first I'd even heard of it, the developers sent me a key to the game. So thank you very much, Sunlock Studios, for that. I do get sent quite a few sort of random things, and a lot of them are just kind of like weird little mobile games and stuff like that. So it takes me a little while to sort of filter through that. I thought I'd check out V Rising. And when I did, I was very pleasantly surprised. I gotta say, I've played it for a few hours now. I'm gonna say, this is, I think, a good one, guys. This is, I think, a good one. Let's try and words properly, shall we? Right. So, like I said, I played for a few hours, but from what I could gather in the information that they sent, they're kind of leaning quite heavily on multiplayer. So, as you notice, the options when you play here, online play, private game, or host your own dedicated server, that initially is very positive because I think it is a game that will benefit a lot from having some friends around to play with. And the server environment seems to sort of regenerate, resources regenerate, the kind of environment, mobs, POIs regenerate and stuff like that. So I think it lends itself very well to the multiplayer side of things. The developers seem to be leaning somewhat heavily, at least in the information they sent me, on PvP, which is slightly concerning. But as you can see, there is a PvE option. So you got 3 PvP options and 1 PvE. So player versus player in this game, I would think, would be brutal, absolutely brutal. From what I've played so far, you spend a lot of time gathering, and then I'm guessing, like a lot of PvP games where you build, craft, gather, survive, you lose it all very, very easily. So that could be potentially quite a sort of toxic environment, as with a lot of PvP games of this sort. I'm thinking Rust right now. The good news is, though, there is a PvE mode, and from what I've experienced so far, there isn't a shortage of things to do. So let me show you through at least the private game. There's a lot of options. So let me world 2, that'll do. Standard PvE rules. You can select rule sets and stuff that are preset, like, you know, start with level 50 gear if you want to boost up to level 70 gear, or even 30. Standard, hard, easy, or whatever the developers kind of recommend. You can increase your clan size or whatever. Set a password. You can set it to only solo. If you do not want any interaction with anyone, only solo play, you can do that, or whatever. And then there's this advanced game options as well, where you can customize bloody everything. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's awesome. So I think, you know, I have no idea what any of this really means at the moment, so I'm just going to ignore it. But in essence, you play a vampire, and you get to build your own castle, create your own empire, and such. So let me just start this up in World 2. There we go. Start a new game, because one of the other things that this game has, which I was quite pleasantly surprised about, was character creation. And there's quite a few options here as well, although it is basic, because it's kind of a top-down sort of game. You get your kind of triangular dude-shaped body type, or the more feminine body type, and you can change your skin tone, and you can create really weird-looking vampires. I gotta say, I might go for like a teal color. Yeah, like an ice vampire. That sounds cool. Eye colors, bright green. Let's do it. Yes, nice hair color. I don't know, purple, whatever. Is that my eyebrow color? Yeah, I need some hairstyles. There we go. Oh, proper little bomb. Look at that. Yeah. So you can have some fun with this. There's quite a good. There's enough, I think, to you know, make it your own and have some fun with that. It's pretty basic, though, as you can see. Features, probably not going to have a beard, although you got a skull jaw. That's pretty terrifying. Yeah, I'll leave it without a beard. Accessories, earrings, elf ears, bat wing ears, giant Harry Potter glasses. It's pretty good. Anyway, and then you can randomize a name, or, you know, whatever. I don't know. Emma. Lucina. That'll do. Okay, and go. And when you start the game, you start in this kind of creepy cave. After all, you're a vampire. You're a creature of the night. And there we go. We have spawned in the game. Now, it seems that you always spawn in a place like this, and you can just sort of waltz around, take your time, and enjoy the world. Because I think this is basically a safe spawn location. But this is the game interface, as you can see. You can zoom in. You can see down my cleavage. Look at that. My boobs look great. Fantastic. Oh, I like the little hair flowy thing. Nice. Spin for me, darling. Spin! No, that's not spinning. That's just shaking your head. I think that was the answer, wasn't it? I will not spin for you. Anyway, yeah. So you've got some abilities here. WASD to move around. Sort of standard controls. When you first play, the game will take you through all this stuff. And it's pretty simple. Now, what I do like is the simplicity is very nice. It's not overwhelming like RPG controls. Like you've got a crazy number of abilities. You have two. You have two abilities, and later on you'll get an ultimate ability. You also have a wheel here that obviously has lots of room on it right now, where you can create different forms. Blood Mend, I'll come to that in a second. Exposed Vein, which I'm not sure what that's for, but then I haven't played co-op multiplayer yet. I'm pretty sure that's how you heal other players or something. I don't know. But yeah, you get some basic attacks. There's two other attacks you can unlock here with certain weapons. This is probably my favorite ability, though, because it leaves a kind of ghost of you behind. And I'll show you later, when you're being attacked or attacking a few mobs, you can use that. They will continue to attack that while you sort of reposition. It's very good. And then R is a ranged attack. And yeah, we have to shift to jump down there. It's kind of like, that's what makes it a safe spawn. And then C is a counter, which is quite nice. It doesn't do a lot of damage. But if you know that you're about to get hit, quickly hit C, and it will knock them back, at least. So those are just the basic ones you start off with. Now, later on, you can unlock loads of different abilities, but you can only load 2 into the basics. So you do have to be pretty choosy. But you can swap and change them as you please. There's no, like, cooldown it appears on, like, how often you can swap them out or whatever. So I suppose if you... depending on what sort of enemy you're fighting, you might load Chaos, you might load Frost, so on and so forth. I'm guessing at this point that different abilities will have different multipliers against different enemy types. But when you start, like I said, just run around. You want to try and collect as much of this junk as possible, really. It is one of those games where it's collection heavy. Yes, it's like collect everything. It's a survival game. It's a survival game, but it has got massive RPG elements in it as well. Okay, so collect a load of stuff, proceed up these stairs, and then we'll go into the next section. Now, we're still in this sort of safe spawn area. There's not, you know, there's not a great deal here that can hurt us, and I don't think other players will be here unless you spawn with them. And if you're in a PvP world, I don't know what the value of attacking each other right at the starting zone will be, other than just shits and giggles. But we'll fight a few basic skeletons here. We need to collect bones. Our objective in the top left there, as you can see, is to create a bone sword. Can we get that? No, there's nothing there. But you can pretty much destroy almost all of the environment, as you can see, and depending... Ow, bitch. Depending on what item you are destroying... you might get some resources out of it. Like stone, plant fibers, a rat. Rats are interesting. Rats, early game. Oh, that's a container. Sweet. I didn't know that. I missed that before. Rats are interesting. You can collect rats early on as kind of like a very basic food source. You are, after all, the vampire. You need to consume blood to kind of survive, heal, and so on and so forth. So... the blood pool that you can see in the center bottom here is how much blood I have kind of in storage, right? And you use that... oh, yeah, thank you. You use that blood up to heal yourself using Blood Mend and some other abilities as well. When you feed on creatures and people and stuff like that, you can also acquire something called Blood Essence, which you need in order to run your castle later on. So it is very important that throughout the game, you continue... to kill living things and feed on them and collect blood essence. But there we go. This is the sort of basics of the kind of combat in this game. I am running around without my bone sword yet because I'm a mad person. But the game is very much telling me to craft the first weapon. And here we go into the crafting, the bone sword. It's probably, you know, it's the worst weapon. What do you want? But we get more weapons, we get more tools and stuff as we progress, more and more powerful stuff and things like that. So, and we got items, clothing and stuff like that that we can wear, like normal RPG survival stuff. So there we go. I got our first bone sword, and this gives us a nice increase in our reach. We're not using our claws anymore. We're just slashing. And as you can see, if we just attack the environment, you generally get resources out of it. Now the sword is good for plant fiber and sort of gathering flowers and plants and stuff. Not great for stone or wood harvesting. For that, we'll need different things. There are 2 rocks here, and you can get stone out of them. But I won't be here for about an hour hitting this, I think, to be honest. Let's move on. But it does look like you can harvest pretty much anything with anything. Some weapons are just better than others at the whole. I want that rat. Thank you. You can actually attack quite fast. And at the moment, I've only got 1 attack ability, so it is kind of a bit click heavy. Now, if you use that space ability in combination with a melee attack, you do get a bonus attack for that. Anyway, so right now, this whole graveyard area is still part of the safe zone. We can take our time here, gather up some resources, as you can see I'm doing here, gather some rats. And some wood, plant fiber, stone, all the things that we can find here is just a case of run around, smack things, and then when we're ready, we can follow the path along and we will come to the next zone. Now, when you do move on to the next area, you'll get a choice of 2 locations. I think this is, hopefully, this is to help stop new player spawn camping type of thing, but only 2 locations. Let's try east, because I tried west last time. And this is kind of the end of the sort of safe zone, I suppose. Now, obviously, if you're playing solo, then it's fine. You've just got normal mobs anyway. Shift to jump down as normal, and here we go. Now, I've managed to escape the graveyard there with a few rats. I don't know why these auto-assign to your thing. A bit of salve, lumber, stone, accrued topaz, which was interesting. Obviously, a bunch of plant fiber, bones, and stuff. Everything's useful. Everything is useful, okay? Now you can continue to smashy and gather things. Now, what we do have to be very careful of, those eagle-eyed of you up there might have noticed a sundial type thing up here. Yes, we are a vampire, and we're out of blood. Holy crap. That's not good. We're out of blood, and as you can see, we are losing health rapidly. This is kind of interrupting my point. We got to be careful because the sun is about to rise. And we can't be in the sun. Okay, here we go. We got a wolf. Right. Let's feed. That's our first feed. We're going to use our abilities to get around this guy, and we're going to feed. We get them down to a certain amount of health, and then we press F, and we feed, and bingo, we have some blood. We're no longer going to just suddenly lose health. There we go. Okay. And there's another wolf over there as well. Now, the map does have these teleport. The map is a huge, first of all, by the way. Yoink. They do have these teleporters dotted around. You can use them if you don't have resources on you. Let's feed on you. Come on, give me... There we go. 12% feed. Oh, crap, I'm in the sun. I think it's okay while I'm feeding. It's fine. But the sun, as you can see, will appear like a big old frickin' beam of light off to the side. And if you stand in it for too long, it will kill you. As we nearly experienced there. So I'm going to use Blood Mend right now. This is going to use my blood pool up to heal me. As you can see, I am vulnerable while doing this. And while the sun is out, I have to stay in the shade. The good news is, though, in the woods, there's plenty of shade. So, now we've fed on 2 wolves there. That's giving us a creature blood type. And we're only at low quality, 12%. And that gives us a bonus of 3 to 15% movement speed, which is not bad. It's nice. But you do have to be careful about what types of creatures you feed on. Because if you feed on weak, pathetic creatures like rats, which are good in an emergency, you know, you can get the blood out of them, but they will give you a bad blood type, and it won't give you any bonuses or anything like that. They're good in an emergency. Now, hello, Wolfie Wolf. It's only a 4%. Now, if you do feed on a creature accidentally, you can just cancel halfway through the feed. You don't get the blood, but it doesn't replace your blood type. So that was a 4% blood type wolf. So what is this freaking deer made of? What the hell? I think this might be a glitch. Oh no, there we go. We are getting him. Yeah, an animal hide is what we want. There are loads of wolves around here. So there's lots of stuff that we can feed off. And let's see if we can catch up with this guy. He is running after that deer. I missed. I thought he was going to pounce. Let's see if we can get slightly higher than 12%, maybe. Ow. What are you? You're a 3%. Okay, well, we'll feed and we'll just cancel and kill you instantly. And there we go. Right, so, I mean, in this part of the game, obviously the missions are telling us there. I don't know if my camera might be cutting them off a bit. Sorry about that. We need the Bone Guard boots and stuff. And once we craft that, we'll complete that mission. But in this part of the game is very much the kind of, alright, we need to find somewhere now to set up camp. And this place is massive. Now, we don't want to set up camp, obviously, too close to the graveyard here. We want to kind of go inland, but not too inland, because the further inland we go, the harder things get. And there we go. We've unlocked our axes, so we can go ahead and go get that. Once the salve is... Salve is a good sort of early healing balm kind of thing. Gives you 2.5% health every 1.5 seconds for 15 seconds. It's not great, but it'll do. And the axes is what... What the hell is going on with my inventory? It's just got hearts and things like that. Doesn't seem to know what to stock in your inventory half the time. Anyway, we got the axes now, and I kind of liked that instead of just getting a stone axe like, you know, normal survival games, it gives you two. And you just dual wield like an absolute boss. It's brilliant. Now, wood harvesting in the day is a little risky. The trees are what's providing the shade and protection from the sun, and chopping them down seems a little counterproductive to survival in the daylight, but I think we'll be fine. We just need to chop down 3 trees to unlock the bone mace. And there we go. Okay, so you can click and hold. You don't need to, like, click spam. Click and hold, and the attacks will continue at max speed. So the bone mace is the next one, and this is what enables us to grab rocks, basically. So rocks are these guys here, not the big dudes there. I don't know if my cursor is coming. Ah, I'm in the sun! I am a vampire. I cannot exist in the sunlight. Right. Rocks are these dudes. Christ. Yeah, sunlight's a pain in the ass. But we have no option, really, to endure it right now. We don't have a coffin to sleep in, or a base to wait out the day. So this is my kind of game. Everything happens at night. This is what... Right, we got a smashy 3 rocks. And then we'll move on to the next bit. Bingo! 3 rocks smashied. Claim that, and we can now build a castle heart and borders. Press B. This is where everything buildiness comes in. Castle heart is blood essence and stone, and the borders is also blood essence and stone. So we have managed to gather blood essence from the animals we fed on, and stone, obviously, we just smashed up there. We're probably going to need a lot more blood essence. So in this case, what we're going to do is we are just going to run around a bit and explore. Nice places to set up camp are generally big open areas. Like this guy down here, I think, would probably be nice in theory. You can study the map and try and find somewhere nice to set up base. You need lots of space, and elevated positions are obviously desirable, but it's not always clear cut like that. Let's have a look around and I'll show you. Now this area up here would be an ideal base location. It's flat, there's plenty of space. There was a castle here before by the looks of it. You can see that there are blood roses growing here, which are useful later. There are bears and stuff to hunt, which is great for animal hide. However, the game doesn't want to give it to you that easy. So, yeah, it just plants a freaking treant in the middle of this space, which has a skull on it, which means if you engage it, you're probably going to die. However, as you can see, I'm doing next to nothing to it right now. This thing is ridiculous. You can't avoid it. I tell you what, give me enough time, and as long as I don't F up, it can probably kill this treant. But the general point is this place isn't safe, and there is enough room up here that you could probably establish a base to start off with, but to expand into that area, you will need to get geared up and powered up enough to take down the tree end. Now, you might find other areas have stone golems or other giant kind of bosses that are going to take a little bit of killing. But otherwise, this place would be perfect. Not all like that, though. This place up here has a bandit camp in the middle of it. You can't clear these. You could clear the camp, but it will respawn. It is essentially a POI. The more you explore, the more you're going to come across these sorts of areas. You might think, hey, that's a nice little peninsula. It'd be a perfect place to set up a base. It is a POI. Infested graveyard. It's not going to do you any good. So I found this nice little spot here. There doesn't appear to be anything dangerous up here. It's not the biggest plateau, but I think it'll be big enough at least to start off with. And there's lots of resources up here as well that we can farm. Now, resources will respawn unless they're within your borders. And obviously that would be annoying if suddenly trees started respawning inside your base. So now we need to build our castle heart, which is this thing, and it's on all on a grid, as you can see. We're going to stick that, I don't know, we'll stick that there. Approximately 30% buildable space area. That doesn't seem to... That's not right. No, I built on a much smaller location than this, and it was like 60%. Okay, whatever. Cramped area. Whatever. I don't think so. I think it's fine. But, yeah, obviously the game will try and help you out, and that's it. So anything I cut down in that square there will stay cut down. So construct and interact with the castle heart. The castle heart, as the name suggests, is the very heart and soul of your base and your castle. And in order to run it, you need to put essence in there. So just simply right-click some essence in there. Not very much there, it only gives me 8 minutes. But the more stuff that I sort of kill and feed off of, the more essence I will get. But there we go. We can claim that. We now get walls and structures. So basic walls are palisades, and they cost lumber and plant fiber to put up. Later on, we'll get stone and stuff like that. We'll also get, we've got some storage here that we can put down in the basic sort of chest form. We'll also get some production stations, workbenches, that sort of thing. Now it's a case of we got to farm a bunch of resources. We need, first of all, really, to go and just slaughter thousands of creatures. Just thousands of the bastards. There's a bunch here, because we need the blood essence. Hi, boys. There we go, a little bit more. That'll go us for 2 hours and stuff. That should be plenty. Now, we got these rats and hearts and stuff like that. We need to keep them on us for later. We're going to unlock something called a blood press, where you can put some of the hearts and stuff that you get from killing creatures into the blood press, and it will create essence for you. You don't actually have to go out necessarily to farm it all the time. Anyway, so it's very much a kind of farming type game at this part, and we're going to be going out and getting a lot of wood and working our way through these missions. And so let's fast forward a few... I've just noticed that her boobs have got skeleton hands. Skeleton bra! Sorry. Let's fast forward a little bit and see what the game looks like after a few hours of gameplay. And here we are. So we're definitely a few hours in. This is actually a character I created earlier. This is the first character I created, so I've made lots and lots of mistakes with this one. Now, here is my castle so far. Now, it's still very much with the wood palisades, but I have started laying down stone floors and stuff. And as you can see, we've got lots of workbenches and random stuff around here. So I'll sort of explain some of this stuff to you in a little while, but this is after probably, I don't know, about 3 hours of gameplay from the point I left you, and I've set up here on top of this kind of plateau. I got a nice little dumb door. Now I'm playing PvE, so I don't really think that there's much call to have walls and such, but you were brave enough to try out the PvP stuff. You're gonna need that stuff, I'm guessing. So this is the blood press that I was talking about. It's processing hearts and rats, and as you can see, it's turning it into blood essence, and that fills up my castle heart here and gives me 2 days of power, essentially. I've got smelters, I've got research desks, I've got the workbench, a sawmill, the blood altar, which I'll come back to in a second. The vermin nest is interesting. You can feed it with bones and plant fiber, and it will attract rats to your base. You can then harvest those rats and then put them into the blood press. So you can actually, providing you got a source of bones and plant fiber, just continuously keep that fuel topped up. Grinder here is what you need in order to make stone, in order to make things like the stone floor, stone walls, and so on and so forth. And the woodworking workbench, I've only just put this down, but we can get a crossbow later on, so we can get a nice ranged weapon. One of the things that I really struggled with early game was leather. And you need the tannery to create leather. And to get the tannery, you actually need to kill one of what are called alpha or V blood type mini bosses. And this is where the blood altar comes in. The blood altar you can use to essentially track certain prey around the map. And as you can see, there's quite a lot of these bosses. And I'm assuming they get increasingly more difficult the further down the list you go. Now, I've killed the wolf, the foreman, the frost archer, and quite by accident, this Gorswine Ravager. Next on my list would be Errol the Stonebreaker. He's level 20. The Ravager was 27. That was a hell of a fight, I gotta say. So I can click track blood on this guy, right? And then I get this kind of nice little directional bloodstream that tells me the direction I need to go in order to find him. I would go and find him because killing these guys gives us access to new abilities. I haven't done any of the illusion yet or the chaos yet, but we've killed the frost archer, so we got the frost bat basic ability, and Ravager dude gave us hail of bones and the corpse explosion, and yeah, it was good. So I might put that. Oh no, that's already there. So we got the sprint ability, the bat, and blood rage. Yes. And we've got a bunch of new weapons and stuff on our character as well. Copper spear. We've got reinforced bone mace, copper axes, and reinforced bone sword. So the mace and the sword are the next ones I need to upgrade. We've got a load of lumber on me. Let's get the sawmill, working that over. Here we go. And I got a bunch of boxes here for various bits and bobs. Not sure why I'm gathering all this stuff, to be honest. I try and sort of empty myself as every opportunity I can, because you die, you drop your backpack, anything you're carrying on you, not your toolbar. So if you die in combat and you got nothing on you, then you don't need to go back. And it seems you just sort of lose durability on your gear when you die. And obviously, you know, if you've got stuff in your bag, you need to go and retrieve it. Right. So I've got my copper spear. We've got a 47% warrior blood type because we've fed on a decent warrior. But obviously our blood pool is forever depleting. So we've got... I don't know on the map where this guy is, but he's going to be over here somewhere. Now, what I found is the bosses generally exist either on the roads patrolling or within like a big POI. The bandit logging camp, for example, was one. This trapper camp was another, and so on. And we've discovered a few of these teleporting waygates here. This one over here, interestingly, is probably a good idea to start off with, because I think the bosses that we're tracking now are further and deeper into the map, but that's actually going that direction, which is up there. So he might be there. We'd have to follow the blood trail for however long it takes to find him. Now, I've got a few abilities now. I've got wolf form. So I can take the form of the wolf, which means I run faster. It also means that wolves don't attack me. So I can just sit among the wolves and they'll be chill. But I need to come out of this form in order to do anything else. So if we teleport, we're going to teleport over here. We haven't got any resources on me, so we can do that. There we go. Nice little teleport. Now we can see where the blood trail is leading us now. Directly ahead. So directly ahead is probably is in there. Forgotten cemetery though. I don't know. And the guy that we're actually looking for appears to be in this bandit copper mine. He is probably going to be at the top of this thing, and this is like a proper little dungeon run now. Yeah, he thinks that's pointing that direction. The more I run up this path, the more left it turns. So Or actually, teleporting to the other side of the map was the wrong choice. That's where we started. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Right. So let's pull some of these guys. We can do a nice little ranged on this chappy here. Pull him out. And then... watch out. Oh, that was a nice miss, wasn't it? These guys are garbage. Trash mobs. But we are going to run into some more difficult stuff. Let's see if we can pull these guys out. I've got a spear. And a spear is particularly effective against creatures and stuff. Here we go. This is a big fella. So we're going to rage up. Disappear. Have him in the back. Now, he does a little ability there with the storm shield. That stuns if you get caught by it. So you do have to kind of like give these guys a bit of respect. 93%! Oh yes! Give me your blood. Give me your blood! Beautiful! Look at that. Healing received increased 20%. 6% per relative health recovered to boost movement speed. Damn! That was a good mob. That was a good mob to feed on. Excellent stuff. I am hungry for more now. Smash the boxes up. Any of these places you might get supplies, like leather, which is a pain in the ass to get early game. So, big win. Ah, shite. This is a problem. I was not paying attention to the sun. And we're in trouble now. So, there you go. Teleporting to the wrong side of the map, running all the way back through to find our dude actually here, very close to our base. Oh, Christ. And now we're caught in the sun. I gotta stay in the shade, basically. I could probably... Why am I attacking the tree for, you dumbass? Oh, that frost attack is just amazing. Very much. Right. There's not enough shade here. They're gonna have to come back. Ooh, I've never seen the dial do that before. Why are the numbers red? Oh my god. Dudes, I've only played this game for a few hours. There's still so much about it that I don't know. And still discovering and stuff. Slightly concerned right now. I need to get back to base. Because there's something in base that will help me in the sunlight here. And then we'll come back and we'll do that guy the next night. Now that we know where he is. Stay in the shadows. Look, see? Wolves. They don't bother. They're chill. Now, I don't have any kind of ceiling or anything on my castle yet. It is all just wooden palisades and stuff like that. So, why the hell is the sun not burning through right now? Well, it is in this corner over here. Where, interestingly, where my bed is. Annoyingly. My coffin, sorry, not bed. But I've got a mist brazier here. And this consumes bones in order to produce a thick mist around your base, casting shade inside. So you can put a few of those dotted around your castle, depending on its size, and yeah, you're safe from the sun. Now, one of the mistakes I made when I settled here was underestimating the amount of space that I need. As you can see, things are a little cramped around here. Now, I've got stairs up here, which I could potentially expand into. But I can't place borders on the stairs, as you can see. Requires ground. So I have trapped myself here. I can't even place, like, stairs on them. Oh, I can place stairs. Nice. Now can I place border at the other end? Oh, look at that. I've unstuck myself. It works. It works, guys. Ha 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 ha. There we go. Castle part 2 up here. Now, the other mistake that I've made... I suppose this wasn't a mistake in the end, actually. It looks like stairs are all you need in order to expand your borders out. The other... the error I made up here is that this area, and I didn't discover this until much later, is protected by a stone golem. Give you an idea of this guy is freaking tough. He is very angry with me, and I'm fighting him in the sunlight, which is a stupid idea. Ooh. Yeah. Now, unfortunately, if I just leave him, he will kind of forget about me, kind of thing, and go back to his little resting space. But at some point, ow, yeah, run, 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 run. in the sun. At some point, I will need to kill him. They will need to kill him. But for now, it's just a case of run and hide. But obviously, the more I expand my castle up into that ground, the more of a problem he's going to become. So be very careful about where you set your base down, is what I'm saying. But there we go. That's pretty much it. Let's see if we can... It's almost nighttime, but for some reason the sundial has red numbers instead of blue, and I'm not sure the significance of that, but we're about to find out. Oh, it's a blood moon. I have no idea what that means. Buff here, blood moon. Boost the effect of your current blood type by 20%, increase your movement speed by 10%. Oh, let's go get this dude. Let's go get this dude. He is going down. This is my time. Alrighty, prepare to die, scumbaggery. What you got? What you got? What you got? Oh, I've been stunned. Got me. Gather that. Got a lot of dudes to work our way through while this blood moon is on. I might just loot later. Problem is, this place is freaking massive. It is huge. And there are a lot of bad guys in here. Oh yes, that is a big party of bad bastards. Now the guys with the double swords are particularly dangerous because they can kind of cloak themselves, run through. I'm going to try and just basically avoid until we get to our guy. Now these guys aren't a threat. Now our guy is where? First time I've been in here, so I don't really know my way around. Blood sense, can you... There he is, he's down there, look. I think that's him. Yep, Stonebreaker. That's the guy. Sneak past these dudes. Right. So this is a boss fight then, and there's a lot of like workers and stuff around here that aren't really a problem. Let's just... Yeah. Oh yeah, he's got some nice abilities. Now, we need to basically kite like we've never kited before. Get rid of these ads so we can concentrate on a boss. Alright, there we go. Oh, he has got some abilities. Okay. That was a nice one. That was nice. Right, and he's going to call for some backup here, isn't he? Ooh, that was close. Ow. Yeah, he sort of chops and changes up what he does halfway through as well. Got him. Extract the blood. Feed! Feed! Yes! As a result of killing this boss, we will unlock some goodies. And that explosion is awesome. Because that is a lot of copper ore that's just picked up there. Nice. There we go. So we can check our journal now. That will give us probably... I don't know if it will give us a new ability. We'll check at the altar later. Oh, aftershock. There we go. Smash the ground, causing a shockwave that erupts, dealing 100% magical damage in a line and inflicting chaos burn. Nice. So, kind of an AoE sort of ranged attack, I guess. Now, we've got to be careful here because things do respawn pretty quickly, but it's worth checking out the chests and the boxes around this place just for last minute loot and stuff that we can pick up. There's a lot of stone around here because after all, he was a stone mason. Lots of ore. Hell's Carrion. This might be one of the only places we can get this type of plant. So, and look at all this copper ore over here as well. Smash this up. Point is, loot what you bloody well can. There's a chest hidden there. Grab that. Take all. What's that? Miner's Ace. Oh, nice. Interestingly. Physical damage. 50% physical damage to minerals. That guy only does 25% damage to minerals, so... Why it still looks like... Why it still looks like my reinforced mace, I don't know. Oh, we got company! Oh, I've been trapped. Damn. Okay. Yeah, we've got to be careful here because the longer we're here, see, the more stuff will respawn. But I'm going to gather this stone, copper rock, while I'm down here. Yeah, there we have it. One full bloody inventory with a lot of copper and stuff in there. So, need to get the old furnace working here on that. And we got a lot of stone in it. That fills that up, doesn't it? Our castle heart will basically consume more of its blood essence while these machines are running because they run off of that. There are also bonuses if you can put them in confined rooms and it has a matching floor, the workshop floor and stuff like that. So as we get better castle parts and such later on, that's all going to come into part of the building stuff. So far, I'm really liking it. It's different. It's quite grindy. There's quite a lot to it, but it does seem the further in you get, some of the material gathering does become easier, the higher gear levels and stuff like that as well. But you do have to keep active. How multiplayer affects this, I don't know yet. It'll be interesting both going co-op, and then it'll be really interesting to see how PvP develops. In any case, though, it's pretty big. It's pretty damn big. So, plenty of places to hide, but they will always find you in PvP. There's no hiding. There is no hiding. So anyway, let me know what you guys think. Interested? Yay? Nay? Not your thing? Let me know. Either way, I hope you've enjoyed this sort of preview and first impressions of the game. I think it shows a lot of promise. I think it's quite good, and it's a very interesting, different take. Become a vampire and build your own castle. Pretty decent. Pretty cool. It runs very smoothly. I've not run into any issues at all, really, apart from a little bit of sort of funniness with the building, but that might just be where the hell I've decided to set up in this god-awful location. So, there we go. V Rising. Come out of Rised from nowhere. And I think is going to be one to watch. Anyway, ladies and gents, thank you very much for watching. Like I said, I do hope you enjoyed. And hopefully I'll see you next time. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.